regrouping, and you will definitely get back on your feet again. Hello and welcome back to our YouTube channel. My name is Nerissa, and today I want to talk about autistic burnout, which is something that autistic individuals have to deal with on a very frequent basis. So let's get into it. Autistic burnout. Let's start as usual by defining what autistic burnout is. I once did a video about parental burnout where I was explaining my experiences. If you scroll down on my YouTube channel, you will come across that video. And why I was taking you down my experiences, the demands, and how sometimes that can really cause a burnout. And today I want us to talk about the autistic burnout, the burnout that the individuals on the autism spectrum go through and sometimes experience, and they don't even know how to get out of that state of burnout. So what is the autistic burnout? This is a state of intense physical, mental, or emotional exhaustion where they experience this, and it results from chronic stress, masking, over-exertion in navigating neurotypical environments. When they have to deal with environments that are not accommodating for their neurodivergence, they end up now tolerating, they end up trying to be accommodative of us, the neurotypical people. So I want also on the onset of this video to emphasize that autistic burnout is not just the same with general burnout. This is tied to autism-related challenges, the sensory overload, the masking that they have to endure, all those things that they have to bear with us as we exert those things, the over-exertion of sensory input that are different and coming from different environments and platforms. And the common causes of this autistic burnout is the masking. That is the major cause of autistic burnout. The major cause is masking. They have to mask, the prolonged masking, suppressing autistic traits so that they fit in, so that they don't feel out of place or feel different. And the other cause is sensory overload from noise, lights, and crowds. Also, the social exhaustion from constant interaction and expectation management. Lack of accommodations and understanding at school, at work, or even at home, it can really cause autistic burnout. And now that we have spoken about the definition, we've defined what autistic burnout is, we've also looked into what can trigger the burnout. We want to talk about the common symptoms. How can you see, or how can you identify that your individual on the autism spectrum is going through autistic burnout? So the common symptoms is you will see them, they will be having this extreme fatigue, mentally and physically. They are just not able to cope. They have reduced functioning. The tasks that once were easy for them, they become overwhelming and take way longer and take so much time to complete, or sometimes they don't even complete them. Then the other sign or symptom is the withdrawal from interaction and interest. The things that they used to enjoy doing, they just lose that interest. They start being not interested in doing the very same things that they used to enjoy. So you can pick up there and see a symptom of autistic burnout. And also loss of speech or difficulty in communication. That can be a sign of autistic burnout. You realize that they don't want to communicate as they used to do. They just withdraw, or they find it difficult to express exactly what they want. And also the frequent shutdowns and meltdowns. They have more meltdowns that they usually have, even for the things that don't usually trigger meltdowns. You look at them and you realize that they get being triggered by things that they never was an issue for them. That can really be a symptom that they are undergoing an autistic burnout. Also, symptoms and signs of depression and anxiety, and feelings of detachment where they just want to be alone. We know most autistic individuals enjoy being alone. They prefer being alone most of the time, but some of them are social. When you start seeing them withdrawing from socializing, then you can actually pick. And also the memory and executive dysfunction. They started displaying memory and executive dysfunction. They cannot remember. There is trouble within their memory organization, their executive functioning. They cannot remember things. They cannot focus. They cannot follow up. And they cannot keep to their routine. They want now to be constantly reminded. That can be a sign that they are having an autistic burnout. And how long does an autistic burnout last? What is the duration? It can last for a week, for a month, or even for years. An autistic burnout can last for years, depending on stress levels and the support that they might be receiving or that they will receive. It can last and it can recur if underlying causes are not addressed. That is why it's important for us to pay attention to things like this, because it can recur. Autistic burnout, if the causes are not addressed, the underlying causes are not addressed, it can recur over and over again. So how do we support individuals who are undergoing autistic burnout? How do we support them so that they're in a position to recover? We encourage these individuals to rest. They need to rest physically and sensory. They need some physical and sensory downtime. We encourage them again to unmask. They need to unmask. Allow authentic behavior without judgment. Allow them to express their autistic traits without judging them, and reduce demands. Take breaks from work, take a break from school, take breaks from social commitments, social obligations, reduce social obligations. Also encourage sensory regulation. It's very, very important to encourage sensory regulation so that they can recover from autistic burnout. And most importantly, encourage therapeutic support, autism-informed counseling, or occupational therapy. Community support as well. Connect with other autistic people. Connect with other autistic people so that you are in a better position to receive support, and you are now surrounded by people who really understand what you are going through and who know exactly how to support you. And also, most importantly, be kind to yourself. Extend self-compassion. Be kind to yourself. Acknowledge your limits without guilt. Remember, you cannot be everywhere, every time for everyone. Remember, you cannot do everything. You are just one human being. You also have limited capacity. And remember to acknowledge that and then withdraw. This is where you need to know that this I cannot do. I'm not able, not at the moment. Autistic burnout is not a failure. It's not a failure or a weakness. It's a sign of chronic mismatch between the person's needs and their environment. It means that there's so much demand that is being put on you, and the support is not matching the demand. So that's why you need to take a back seat, get the support, be intentional, look for the support so that you are also in a better position to support yourself and receive support from other people. Sustainable recovery requires acceptance, rest, and accommodation, not just pushing through. You cannot be pushing through every time. You need some downtime at some point. You need some time where you're not checking what time it is. You need also some time where you're not worried about the deadlines. You need some time where you are not checking what day of the week it is, where you are just enjoying downtime, recuperating, and also recovering, regrouping, and you will definitely get back on your feet again. I hope this helps. And please, if you found it very useful, I encourage you to share this video. And please leave a comment in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. What has been your experience with individuals who are undergoing through autistic burnout? Or if you are the one who have been going through autistic burnout, what has been your experience? See you in the next video.